Welcome back. This is part 3 of hobby underscore your name. If you have not opened up your hobby PowerPoint presentation, or if you have not started it, you will need to either open up your hobby PowerPoint presentation from wherever you save your files, or you will need to go back and visit hobby part 1 video and hobby part 2 video to get yourself caught up to this point. Today, I'm going to show you how to add transitions and animations to your slide. Transitions are the way we move our slides from one slide to the next. So it's the fun ways that the slides swipe, move, float in, and I will show you that now. So you're going to click on the word transitions or the menu transitions, and you are going to see that there are a variety of transitions. You can scroll through them all. And what you can do is you can preview them. You can see what it's going to look like if you put it on your slide. So this is push. This is wipe, split, shape. So we have a lot of different transitions, and you can just run through and you can check them all. Find the one that you like. We are asking that you avoid the random transition because it does randomly select transitions for every slide, and that does get very overwhelming to the audience. You want to keep in mind that you want to try to stick to a small number of transitions. We can apply the same transition to every single slide, or maybe just one slide, or just a few slides. Once we find the transition that we are going to use, we have other options. We have effect options. So right now my slide comes in from the bottom. I can have it come in from the left, the right, or drop down from the top, whatever my choice is. So I'm going to go with from the left. At this point, I can also add in sounds, which we don't want to use too much of that, but you can add in a sound. You can change how long it takes for the slide to enter. So I've increased that to 2 seconds, and now when I preview, it's going to go a little slower than if I drop this down to 1 second, which will go faster. So keep it around 1 to 2 seconds for the transition on your slide. You can apply this same transition to all slides by clicking the Apply All, and you will now see under every single number there is a star, and that means there's a transition on that slide. If I were to show you the slideshow from the beginning, you will see my slides transition until I hit the end of my slideshow. That is transition. So under our transition menu, and it puts on a transition for how the slide is going to progress from slide 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. The other thing you're going to learn today is how to put on animations. And if we click on the animations, the first thing you're going to notice is that none of them are available. And the reason being is because we have not selected anything on our slide. In order for an animation to be placed on a slide, we must click on one of the particular text boxes or pictures on the slide. So I'm going to start with my title, which is cooking. The second I select my text box, all my animations are now available. Okay, and you'll see only my title text is selected, so just cooking. This is the only thing that's going to be animated, and you'll see it floats in or flies in, and it puts the number 1. That means that this is the first animation that's going to occur on my slide. If I select my subtitle, which is my name, I can also choose fly in. You will notice it is number 2. Title comes in first, Then my subtitle comes in second. Lastly, I'm going to have my picture float in, and that's going to come in third. So 1, 2, and 3. And the purpose of this is we want this to be logical. We don't want our name to fly in first, then our title, then our picture. So we can reorder these by using reorder animation. Again, we can add in a timing, a delay, or on click. And right now we're going to use on click. You want to be cautious. You don't want to add too many animations, but let me show you what this looks like on our slides. If I start from the beginning, my slideshow is going to start. I click, here comes my title. I click again, my subtitle, and I click one more time, and here comes my picture. Those are animations. Now here comes a transition to the next slide, transition to the next slide, and transition to my final slide. I can put animations on multiple slides. You're only required to at least have one animation on your slides, but let me show you what happens when you use animations on slides with text. I'm going to have my title float in. Okay, that's number one. Then I'm going to have my text float in, so my 2 facts will float in. Then I'm going to have my picture float in. And then lastly, I'm going to bring in my URL where I got my facts. And if I show you this slideshow, watch what happens. Transition, title, facts, picture, and my URL. Did you notice that I forgot that this was a separate part of my presentation? And so that always remains on the screen until I animate it. I can also at this point remove this and put it in my notes instead of having this text box. So I can put it down here in my notes so that it doesn't even impact my project anymore. Watch when I go back, start my presentation from the beginning. Here comes an animation, another one, final one on this slide. I'll transition to slide 2. Here comes my title, my fact number 1, fact number 2, my picture, my URL of where I got my facts. Next, transition to 5 reasons why, and transition to my shapes, pictures, and colors of why I like cooking. Please save this as hobby_your name. And that was transitions and animations.